You're live.
And I'm back. Welcome to the Hey Comadre podcast recording and live stream. Now, I know I have some friends over here that are listening and watching on Instagram, as well as some friends over in TikTok land. And also, I just want to say, first of all, thank you to SDC Builds, who's always opening up their home, their offices, for sponsoring our location and making sure we have a nice, comfy couch to have the Hey Comadre podcast recording and live stream. And I have a comadre that just walked in who's going to join the fun. So come on in, Angelica. Woo! So super shout out to, and also Liliana. Liliana, I just want to say thank you, Liliana, for always being creative and coming up with this concept of like Radio Cristal years ago. And here we are celebrating, sharing, La Super Comadre Claudia Show, as well as Hey Comadre. Now, we have four comadres here for the Hey Comadre. And I have a comadre that just got off the plane. She flew in, like literally flew in. She got hair blowing everywhere. Right? So welcome. Get comfy. I was going to say, we should do this in pajamas and blankets one day.
You look good today.
What? Thank you, honey. Thank you. Oh my gosh. I was looking at myself. I'm like, I feel like I belong on Grease. And then we started singing.
We should do karaoke one day.
You know what? We should.
We should do karaoke one day.
We should do karaoke on this.
So what's today's topic?
So today's topic is a couple of things. Yeah. Okay, so as let's recap a little bit. So first of all, I want to say shout out to our other two comadres, Marianne, who's in flight from Monterrey.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
that's right. She was supposed to be here yesterday.
Yeah, but
Okay, all right.
Another day. Get yourself together. Yeah. We gotta get you on TikTok over here. Let's get over.
Okay.
No, you're good. Here. Like over there. There we go. Hey. And Isa Garcia tonight, rodeo is happening here in Houston. It's all about rodeo here in Houston, Texas for like a year. I'm kidding. It feels like it. But I want to say, like, the rodeo happens with so many volunteers. I had no idea what the rodeo Houston entailed until I met Ilsa Garcia, my comadre, my Hey Comadre, as well as, we worked on a couple of boards together, and I remember I'm like, you went to rodeo again? What are you doing? She was like, I'm on this committee, that committee. And I'm like, okay, well, how much do they pay you?
Yeah. No, nothing.
They get paid. Not that, but it's like a camaraderie, comadreo, fun, connection.
To stay on the committee, they have to dedicate a certain amount of hours.
Yes, you have to put some.
So you can't just say that you're on the committee.
That's true.
Not only that, but
you have to earn your spot.
And there's like elite committees that you have to be invited into.
Oh, okay.
No, like it's a whole thing.
It's a
whole thing. It's like, but you have to be. So you have to have been committed for a while before they start inviting you into.
When you say committed,
committed. No, committed. No, committed. You got to for real, but you got to be a little crazy to be part of it.
You got to be like really committed.
Yeah. So, but Isa does an amazing job. Thank you.
Yes.
So Isa does an amazing job.
I'm making it look easy. I'm making it look easy. Yes.
But it's hard work. They put a lot of time and effort into the things that they do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's completely run, I think, by
volunteers. And the absorbent, is that the way? Absorbent amount?
Yeah.
Absorbent amount? It's a lot of syllables in that word.
Yeah, it is.
And I haven't been drinking.
Absorbent.
Yes. The huge amount of money that's made goes into scholarships.
That's made.
To send the huercos to school.
That's made. I mean, they take a lot of prestige and care to what they do at the rodeo.
They do.
It's the largest rodeo in North America.
Yes, it is. Here in Houston, Texas. And Isa tonight was called upon to do some announcements, some recordings. Yes. So she's like, I was on my way. But I'm like, no, you gotta go, because that's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
To be able to represent and be a part of that, and your voice being used, to announce. I'm like, you go, girl, you go.
It's the entire stadium that you announce to.
Yes.
So it's like it's a couple of thousand people.
Just a couple
of thousand people that you're
1,000.
on. But not only that, they use that audio to like surplus into like their media. So it's like online social stuff.
Everything.
That's so
Everything
cool.
is so badass.
Yeah.
So I want to give a shout out to my super comadre Ilsa Garcia, who's out there rodeoing her voice. And also for Marianne Garcia, who is flying in this evening. And but I want to say thank you I'm so glad you're here.
I know.
I was like, are you still here?
I'm still here.
Can I zoom you in? Where are you?
No, I'm still here. I'll be here for a couple of weeks.
Okay, good. I know that you've been working really hard.
Yeah.
You want to refresh our listening audience on this podcast of Hey Comadre, like a little bit of Angelica. You know, you're working out of what city?
So I work out of Houston, Texas, and then I work out of Bentonville, Arkansas.
The home of Walmart.
Yeah.
If you don't know. Yeah. And Hot Springs.
Hot Springs, it's south of Arkansas.
And never mind. Walmart. So how is that? You know, I just want to touch base with you before we go into some topics, because some of the topics to me it's a very personal topic. And it has to do with being in a relationship. I can't even say I'm all giggly. But I wanted just touch base. How is it going out there? Because you're back and forth. Home base is here, but you also have work out there. So ¿Cómo es el ambiente allá? What is it like? How is the comadreo over there?
It is different. It's different. The life is slow pace over there.
Okay.
And over there, I feel like you have to have a reason to like see people. Like, yeah, they're your friends and yeah, you hang out, but you have to have an initial reason. Here we fuck around and we just like, no, we don't need a reason. No, we don't need a reason to see each other. It's like, hey, I'm over here. Yeah. We're going to have lunch. Let's have dinner. Let's have this. But over there, they have to find a reason to like see each other.
Really?
It's so different.
I mean, do people live far from each other or something? You got to get in a buggy and shit. What?
No. I mean, it's a lot smaller, so they're a lot closer.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. It's just small town mentality that has grown big.
Oh.
Here in Houston, we like to say that we call it a small town, big city. Like where it's big city, small town, or something like that. Pero what happened? What did
I don't know. Hello? Did you call us, comadre Liliana?
No.
Okay. I was like, I heard a noise. I was like, did I hear a noise? Dun, dun, dun. Okay. No, remember one time we were here around Halloween, and you heard some noises and stuff was moving and shit.
I don't know.
Remember that?
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Okay. So yeah, so small town mentality. Anyway, but business is going good. I really like what we're doing. I you know me. I've been an entrepreneur for years now, and so we love what we do and we like the clients that we have. But everything's good. Yeah. I miss Houston with my dear heart because it's home.
Did you hear giggling?
I did, but I think it's over there. I want to say it's over there.
Okay.
In the room over there. No, that's spooky. Okay.
That is spooky. We just heard some giggling.
Yeah, we did. Okay.
Are you giggling, Liliana?
No, that's you.
No, I'm very quiet.
I think we're already back to the sound.
Okay, good. Because I'm like, I thought we had a freaking little gremlin running around.
What do they call it?
What is it that we bring out? Do we bring out something that's out there?
I think it's that energy.
I think so. Okay. So back to small town mentality that has grown big. Now I have a question. Are there like people that look like us over there?
Yeah. Actually, that's the reason. But here's the reason why. That's the reason why we're there, because the Latino community is growing a lot there.
Okay.
And so of course not. Like I would not, because then I'm gonna be like the minority in the majority.
Yeah.
It feels so foreign to me because in Houston, we're the minority majority.
Yeah.
I mean, mind you, we're like 49%, 45%. We're the 40, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like we are, it's an exuberant amount of people there that are Hispanic. And I'm very excited to be there. But business is good, Claudia.
Good.
But like I said, I miss my
But you miss the vibe here. You miss that here. We just like, what are you doing? Let's do this versus an agenda.
I miss home. Yeah. I miss like I said earlier, and I know I cuss a lot. I fuck around a lot and I like to see my friends. I like to just talk about bullshit. Yeah. I like to just comadrear, just like whatever. Aquí andamos having a really good old time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Over there, no, hombre, what are y'all doing? Oh, I'm gonna go. And I'm like, why are we riding 13 miles on a bike to see each other? I don't want to do this. I'm not down for this.
So okay, there's biking involved. So speaking of biking, I know Houston. I've been to LA, New York, Chicago, Florida, major cities, Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. But what do you do?
What do you do
for fun? And I heard a bike. Is there more than a bike?
So it's called the natural state for a reason. It is gorgeous out there.
Okay, so
there's a lot of outdoor activity.
Do they have Wi-Fi out there?
Actually, internet sucks there. Like the way we're streaming right now, we wouldn't be able to do this. Like, sometimes it's difficult. Yeah. I think we told the internet provider, hey, we need this much, and they're like, what are y'all doing? I'm like, working. What ring do y'all have?
What do you think
we're doing?
I know, right?
Yeah, no, like 1 gigabyte. That's it. That's all they give you for like something.
Oh my god!
I know, it's like
I go through like 5.
No, it's bad. It's that bad. Like they don't allow you to do much. No. So anyway, pero entonces it's called the natural state for a reason.
Okay.
Because there's hiking, there's biking. There's mountain biking, there's gravel biking, there's like
what the hell?
There's
different types of biking.
Yeah.
Mountain biking,
gravel biking, road biking, long distance biking. You got it's a thing.
Do you need a different bike for each?
Yes.
How she go?
I know.
Yes, tuvo.
Yeah, no, they look completely different.
Really?
It's an adventure. It's an outdoor adventure, like space and place, but it's different for me because I'm not.
You're not.
I'm not. I'm a city girl.
You're a city girl. So maybe we're looking at Houston, and and part of Hey Comadre is to talk about, just for if you're listening, welcome to the show. Hey Comadre is about Comadres coming together and talking about life, love, professional goals, personal goals, and sometimes that we're doing things a little bit different than what our grandmas, abuelas, our moms did, and we're taking a little bit of a different turn. So, and you're taking a turn by going into a city that is, like we don't really talk about. Like, we're gonna go vacation to Benton,
Northwest Arkansas,
that place. So, seeing that we're here in Houston and we're like the 4th largest city, right?
Yeah.
And people are still showing up, and there's a lot of construction here, and there's an expansion of freeways that I'm hearing about. So what if a family, would you recommend or suggest to a family that may want to go somewhere, start somewhere, maybe school-wise, I don't know, community-wise, maybe environment-wise? Would you recommend?
If you like
Walmartville?
If you like culture, stay.
Oh, okay. Stay here.
Stay here.
Or go to a bigger city.
Yeah. Okay. Chicago, LA, New York. Like, yes. Stay to the big cities if you want culture.
Gravel.
But if you want to raise a family, in a world where education is priority, where we're not so much culture is part, but you want to grow professionally, that might be the place for you.
Okay. Silence.
And
what about economy wise? It seems like here, economic wise, I'm sorry. It seems like here in Houston, there's always, you can start something. You can show up here in Houston, start a business overnight and sell stuff, right? Out of your house, out of your car, with friends, whatever. You can crowdsource. Is that a possibility over there?
Yeah,
do you have
businesses
coming in, like big businesses, small?
Here's the thing: if first, and this is with any small place, if you know your business is going to do well, you're going to know sooner than later.
Okay.
Here in Houston, people can start a business and they won't know if it's going well or not for years before they give up. Years before they give up. There, you'll know within the first 2 years.
So what in your line of work that you are doing out there, what are you seeing that is, within the Latino population or Latinx, Hispanic, whatever you want to call it, what are you seeing what are you doing? What are you connecting? What are you bringing? What are you seeing that's growing over there as far as like services and goods.
Yeah. So one of the things that, for me, at least, because it's a growing community and they want to grow, I mean, it expanded within 200% within the last 10 years.
What the hell?
I know. You
That's
would never think.
rapid expansion.
It is.
Growth.
It is.
Okay.
Immensely.
Okay.
So the University of Arkansas is like right in the area within Fayetteville, within Northwest Arkansas.
Okay.
So you got the university town, then you got the big corporations, and then you got everything in between. And then again, you got recreation, what people love to do. Everybody about, I want to say 80% of the people that I met there, they don't have ties to the area. They just moved into the area. Okay. So everybody's from the outside world. And that's one of the things that we're all missing, is that cultural aspect. But to answer your question, is there possibility to like do more there? Yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you'll know quick.
But you'll know quick if it's going to float.
It's going to, yes.
Or sink.
Yes.
Speaking of floating and sinking, we're going to segue
into...
Awesome. We're going to go into the relationship piece, because I know that, you know, we talked when the last time we left off with Las Comadres, you know, Ilsa was still available. And Marianne and I were kind of like, you know, talking to, you know. So I want to give an update, because speaking of sinking, okay, one, and I want to ask the audience too, this happened to you too. When you know, since the time I've met someone and I've been seeing them, hola Ramon, how are you? I have gained some pounds, and that's why I'm thinking about sinking. Like, if you throw me in the water, I'm gonna go down.
I'm looking like, where?
But it's there. It's on the scale, and it's in my clothes. Like, I'm surprised these pants went over my hips, but I'm fine. But I'm just, because I a while back, when I was into someone that was not healthy, I lost so much weight. And I remember a cousin, we were at a carne asada for someone's bautismo. I don't know. Someone got baptized. Someone had a communion. I don't know what. You know, like chingos of people and lots of food, right? And my cousin comes up to me, oye, prima, estás bien flaca. You must be, estás enamorada. And I was like, No. Well, it was
obsesionada.
Obsesionada, I guess. Yeah. Obsesionada. And I was all thought, you know, skinny weenie. I had gone down to a size 2. Never in my life had I ever worn a size 2. And I was like, I wasn't doing. And then hindsight now, the person that I was obsesionada with was not healthy. And the ambulance showed up.
They're coming right down the street.
Ambulance showed up just like that to wake me up and say, you know, hey, this is not healthy, right? It took me a while. But anyways, fast forward, present day, in that amount of time that I have met this amazing person, I have gained a little bit of weight. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, my phone started hearing me talking about it, because now I get these really cute memes where it's a little monito, like before dating or before a pareja, and it's like someone working out, and you see like some abs, you know, but it's a little pato, it's cute, and it's got like, it's working out with muscles, and then after you meet someone, and it's all pudgy and it's eating, and then I was like, because I was like really like gung ho in like working out, and I do work out now, but I'm not as so like before, you know. And then this amazing person is an amazing chef. Oh shit. But he is very, very like precise. Like, he pays attention. He buys certain foods. He cooks certain things because he knows that I don't eat meat and I don't eat, you know, noodles. And he just makes stuff that, but then I overdo. He brings me these big old plates, and I finish the whole thing. And I'm like, what the hell did I just do? I finished the whole thing. And then because he's taller and he needs more than me. And so he gives me the same portions. I'm like, I can't eat like this. Can you just give me like a third of that? And then if I'm so hungry, I'll pick some more, because he was like whammo on the plate. And then he does plating. So not only does he make the stuff,
he makes it look nice.
And then he makes it look pretty. And I'm like, and then I eat it all. And I'm like, I don't fit in my pants. But anyway, so one of our things that we've decided to do is we spend time like once a week working out. Oh, okay. Yeah. So we go and work out, and he's really supportive. He does the whole like, come on, you can do it. One more set. I'm like, shut up, you know. And we have great communication.
Okay.
I tell him I don't work well with someone yelling and cheering me on. Just tell me how much time I have left. And but he needs the cheering on, so I'm like, yeah, do it. I'm like, I sound fake, but I'll do it. Yes, go for it. Yeah, you got one more set. Yeah, 10 more minutes. 10 more seconds. You got this. So has it happened? I mean, has it happened to anyone listening? Has it happened to you? Because I am like, I think, and then I saw some research that it does that. I wanted to find it to share it, but I couldn't find it. But you're really good at that.
Gain weight.
There's a research that has said that when you are with someone,
it's a healthy gain weight.
Gaining a little bit of weight.
It's called healthy gain weight.
Is it? Yes. Talk to me about that. And I don't want see, here's the thing. I already had high blood pressure, and I already was borderline diabetic or pre-diabetic and borderline hypertension, all that mess. So I want to make sure I'm still it's still healthy because I don't want to freaking like pass out on this guy. Like I'm like walking, and I'm like passing out, you know?
Well, what were you passing out from?
Maybe working out too much.
Okay. It is. I read an article that was called Healthy Gain Weight. I promise you.
Healthy gain weight. We're going to look it up right now. When you're in a healthy relationship.
When you're in a healthy, because the gain weight can be a subsequent of stress also. So it's not, it all varies on your environment and why you're gaining weight or why you're losing weight.
Yeah.
And it all depends if it is healthy gain weight. I think there was a research out there that I think 5 to 15 pounds is usually the weight that
mine is at 10 right now. I'm at
5 to 15 pounds is about that.
I don't want to go all the way to 15.
That gain weight that some people like experience at the beginning of, or the few months at the beginning of the relationship.
Okay.
To see, but you're still in the honeymoon phase.
Yes. And I know myself, I am a stress non-eater. So I think that's what was happening before when my cousin noted, estás enamorada porque te perdiste peso. And I'm like, estoy obsesionada. But that was stress because that person was a love bomber and a person that left me wondering. And then he would come back around and get me all excited and blah, 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 and then leave. So that's why I think I had that. I was a stress non-eater. Now I'm all like, everything's great, you know. Okay, one more glass of wine. Okay, I have another helping of your amazing food.
Can you gain weight with wine?
Yes. Isn't it sugar?
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Well, I mean, maybe. Okay, here's the problem. We end up finishing the bottle, so maybe maybe
that is the problem. One glass of wine.
Okay, someone said Ramon said try walking 30 minutes a day together. You get fitness and important relation. Yes, Ramon, I love that idea. We actually, we work out and we go to a gym and I tell him like these are the areas I want to. And honestly, I don't mind if it went to my butt. If it went to my boobs, but it goes to my fupa.
Fupa.
Do you know what the fupa is?
Yeah,
okay, y'all know what a fupa is?
I got my healthy
fupa
too.
I haven't had a fupa in forever. And I have a fupa now. And I don't know how to handle the fupa.
Okay.
Or is it fupa? Fupa?
Fupa.
How do you say this?
F-U-P-A. Fupa.
Fupa. Fupa or fupa?
Fupa.
I'm saying all French.
Fupa.
No, it's a guy, and I have a question to the guys too, or your partner if you are. It don't matter. I don't care. Girl, guy, girl, whatever. Is the fupa sexy? Because I hear that's like the thing too. Like especially after the pandemic, that the fupa was okay.
I don't know.
The fupa was okay.
You know, I have to say this. I don't know. I don't know, but I have to say that I am on board with the dad bod.
Oh, yes.
I am on board with the dad bod. I have to say that
What part of the dad bod are you on board? Are you on?
I'm on board on.
You're on or on board?
I'm on board. The dad bod, it's just, there's something about, and somebody explained it really good. Look, I'm not into like the
muscular, ripped, chiseled, all like.
I was gonna say sizzled, but that's different.
That too, because they're sizzling sometimes. Maybe.
Yeah,
depends.
Maybe. No, but I'm not into like the whole like workout of like somebody's body.
Yeah,
there's something to be said about a guy who's slightly bigger than you, in the form of, and then has like upper strength.
The arms.
And who has upper strength? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's something about being able to just exist in themselves, and then some men carry it really well.
Yeah.
And then the confidence around it.
Yeah.
And that carries over really well.
Yeah.
Like you can tell, like I don't like the arrogance that comes with some men.
Yes.
With some men who they pretend to have like bodies.
Yeah.
And you know what also actually like not repulses me.
What?
I don't want to say repulses me, but what actually
turns you off.
Turns me off.
What turns you off?
When men take off their shirts.
Where?
Anywhere.
Like what about the beach?
I mean, if we're at the beach and
that's different.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, gotcha.
Like that's different, right?
Because I'm like, damn, I have to break up with him now because my comadre doesn't like that. No, no, but we were at the beach. That was different. And he even asked,
that's expected.
He's like, is it okay if I take off my shirt? Because my kids were there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. He's like, okay, I just want to make sure. Like he was very.
The atmosphere calls for it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not like he's just walking down the street into the store.
Like if he's running in the neighborhood with the shirt off, I'm like. There's just
something about that.
I'm like, no, because it's such a turn off.
Yeah, it's a turn off for you. Okay.
It's such a turn off for me.
I mean, if I'm like driving and I'm driving with my kids and taking them to school and I see something nice, I'm like, oh, nice. Okay. I mean, it's just like eye candy, I guess. Yeah,
and for some minutes. I know I get that. It's the same thing.
But you're right. You're talking about the psychology behind what could that mean. Like,
no, not necessarily. Just the fact that I don't find it appealing.
Okay.
I don't find it appealing.
Okay, so what about favorite body part of a male? What's your?
Oh my God, their legs.
Is it the legs for you?
Yes.
Okay. Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I just the strength of a nice like leg. Like if you can tell when they're like wearing shorts, like if they have like bigger like upper legs and stuff. Have you ever seen? It's the same thing with men too. Like you see some women who have like chicken legs, and then you men have the same thing, and I'm like. No, if you carry me, we're both gonna fall. No, I'm gonna break a bone.
The way I give it. No, absolutely, yeah. For me, it's arms. The forearm up to the shoulder, and then there's like this little line on the hip. Between their bone and right above, there's like this little indentation on both. I don't know about why, but it's that and the arms. Don't know why.
I can see it.
I don't know why, but those are my favorite parts. And then that.
It just honestly for me it's the legs, and then intimate places that people can't see, like the back of their neck, the nape of their neck. Like you have to have like a nice clean like the way they take care of themselves. Like if it's nice and done well, and you know what I'm saying. If they they're taking care of I love a guy who smells really good.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Except for when they wear that really nasty cologne that a lot of men try to wear.
Which one? The Axe?
No.
Which one is it?
That Savage.
Savage.
The Dior, what is it? Dior?
Something stupid.
Man, it's Puton Cologne. That's what
Puton Cologne.
That's what I call it.
She said.
I did. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that word, but it's like, it's want to give you I should have done a discretion area, but we didn't because Marianne's not here. But the Hey Comadre Show is not for kids, so hopefully your kids are asleep. But yeah, I read somewhere in a meme that if you go on a date and this guy smells like this, you need to run.
Oh, really?
Because that is player cologne.
Oh,
Savage.
Is what they call it. Savage.
Savage.
Savage. Supposed to be separate.
I think it was like Dior. It's Dior.
I've never smelled it, so I don't know.
Not that we're plugging in for Dior because I'm not. And it's true. The persons that I've known to wear that.
Oh, really?
They match what the men said about that.
Holy shit.
And if they show up smelling with that cologne, it's a Puton cologne. Puton. I'm going to give it a little flair. Puton cologne. You need to run from that. And so when I first went into the bathroom of my current pretendiente.
Relationship.
I don't know if y'all do this, but I went
through his shit?
Hell fucking yeah. I mean, sorry. Hell yeah. I opened up medicine cabinets. He's listening. And I opened up drawers. I'm like, okay, all right. Seems normal. Okay, maybe he hid all his
What
stuff.
cologne does he wear?
But he had one of those in there.
I know.
He did, but he never wore it.
¿Lo tiraste?
Not yet.
Okay.
Shh.
Okay.
But and then he had one that he would wear that was called that Tom Ford. It's a fucking fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
That one
Mm-hmm.
that smells really good.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember he wore that once. I'm like, okay, that's normal. Okay,
it's a normal.
He's
sense.
not wearing the Petan cologne. And then one time when I went in there, and I was like, oh my god, I had to confront him once, and I'm like, what about this? When you wear this means this. And I told him. He's like, really? I'm like, yeah. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I think it's over. I think we're going to have to end it here.
We're going to end it here. He's just trying to smell good.
I know he's just trying to smell good, but
he's trying to smell different kind of.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Mm.
And this is any man that smells good. Like, I love men
Yeah.
just,
I like the clean, you just took a shower smell.
Like the what is it called? The fresh, the green, the Irish scents.
Irish scents.
Irish
Springs.
Irish
scents.
Irish Springs. That's nice. That's
like a
nice,
fresh smell.
But that's expected.
Yeah.
I like men who put effort. I like men who put effort.
Yes.
I like men who smell nice. Look, you can look. I mean, I'm not saying you got to put on a suit. You got to do this. You got to do that. Look, I just want you to smell nice, and I want you to look decent.
Because when a guy does that, they take time. That means that I am putting effort. I want to, and not for the woman or anything or their partner. To me, it's when you do it for yourself. Like that's a big turn on for me. When you take care of you take care of what you need and what what makes you feel good, smell good, do good.
That's what I'm telling you.
That is a big turn
That's
on.
a dad bod. That's what I'm telling you.
But when I think of dad bod, I think of the pancita. Is that what you're talking about too?
No, I just when they're overall just like, okay, look, there's a difference between the dad bod and the bod. And it's not to like, whatever. It's not to be insincere. It's not to be, ignorant about what I'm saying. It's just, there's a difference.
Yeah, it's different.
There's a clear difference.
So you're talking about the younger, I'm still not into making sure that she's okay.
The guy?
No.
So I'm talking about the guys who are taking care, who are working men and who you could tell they're they do stuff and they're obviously wanting to be present, and sometimes they'll go and help their mom cut their yard. They do things like that, and it just shows on their body. It just shows that they're being active. And I like the pudge around the stomach a little bit. But okay, like I said, there's a clear difference between a little bit. And there's a clear difference between somebody who okay, bueno, maybe something happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then have you ever noticed that and this happens with women too sometimes, and I'm just talking about men because today I don't know why I'm bashing men.
We're sharing.
We're sharing.
But they
thoughts. They tend to be some of the more mean ones.
Oh.
The ones who just you're like, I think you're going through it, guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's, and it shows. And it shows.
Yeah. Yeah. Man. Okay. When you go on let's go back to a time when you were first dating. Or did you ever show up somewhere and they were not meeting certain things on that first moment and you're didn't even continue? You're I'm out, or okay, you walked out before they even approached you. You knew that was them coming, and you.
I still have favorable relationships that are platonic relationships with men.
Okay.
So I do business again. I'm an entrepreneur, and I meet men all the time. In my business, I do.
Yeah.
So I'm always interacting with them on different levels, and I still sometimes they depict themselves by the way they are, the way they carry themselves, the way they present themselves, the way they dress, the way they're sometimes even physical. And again. It is what it is. Some men who tend to be They look like fathers tend to be the nicer ones. And some men that you can't tell whether you're married or have a kid or you work out and you work out. I mean, there is an arrogance that they bring with them.
Yeah.
And the same thing when there's an in between and there are the extremes.
The extremes. Yeah.
And those are the extremes that sometimes even when business, it's hard to like manage.
Wow.
It's hard to like deal with.
I was going to ask you, how does that creep into the work, into like, do I want that account? Do I not want that account? Do I need to deal with that?
It depends on the way they carry themselves.
Yeah.
I'd rather do business with people I like.
Yeah. So
if you were going to sit there at a table and you're going to be like, I mean, the arrogance comes off. I mean, some of them are dumb as rocks and you're like, oh, you're just a pretty face. Like, my God, like I can't.
How did you get this far, dude?
Because they're a pretty face.
Because they're a pretty face, yeah.
They're a pretty face. And then some of them are just like, I don't know, they're overcompensating and they're just jerks. And you're like, fuck, man, I don't even want to do business with you.
I don't care how much money you throw at me. I'd rather not.
I'd rather miss out on it.
Now, let you touched on something that actually has touched something in me. You said, I want to work with people that I like.
Yeah.
You reminded me of something in the classroom. I used to be in the classroom many, many years. And I remember hearing that. And a lot of teachers were like, I don't believe in that. Like, you know, they would tell us, hey, the kids need to like you, to learn from you. Yeah. Like, you need to have a relationship. And I remember there was a 50% right there. 50% of the teachers would be like, I don't need anyone to like me. I'm just here to teach a subject and that's it. And then the other percentage was like, no, yeah, we need to have a relationship. They need to feel that they're loved and they're accepted and liked. What about when you're adults? And that's where you touched on, because I know if you're in an organization and you're like showing up, like, let's do this. And all of a sudden you come across someone where you're like, ooh, what happened? And I'm a people pleaser. That's the problem with me though, is like, I want to win you over, but at the same time, no, I'm here to do a mission. Let's just get it done. And do you need to like everyone? Do they need to like you? Or could you like just be like, we're here, we're gonna get this done, or is it a different type? Like,
absolutely. There's times that some people. There's times in my business that I've done like business with people that I can't gauge at all, and I'm like, that's fine. We're not spending a lot of time together. That's okay. Yeah. That's perfect. As long as you're amicable with me and I'm amicable with you and we get the project done and this moves forward, that's fine. Yeah. But if I have to deal with your arrogance, if I have to deal with like your nonchalantness, your like overly whatever, like if we're walking on a table and you're talking about some woman and I'm like, I'm not your friend, we're talking about business. Yeah. Or if we are or if we're trying to do business and you're trying to like be a creep, you're trying to be like, I'm like,
yeah, because I work in that world too, where you meet a lot of people, and you know, and we introduce people to other people, and we have to be very careful. Like Isa and I and Marianne and you too. Like sometimes our overly connection or approach or friendliness, it's because we want you to succeed. We want you to meet other people that are going to help you in your business and whatever. But then sometimes that gets a little distorted, or it might be taken a different way. So especially by sometimes by the male counterparts.
By the male counterparts
and sometimes some women.
Yeah,
it happens. That's okay. But so it's like you gotta keep it professional. So how do you keep it professional if you feel that something comes, like you're feeling that vibe? What do you do? What do you say? How do you handle that?
In business form, I have to tell you this. Because I like to do business with people that I like. I like to do business with people who understand what we're like, what the methods are of what we need to achieve. One, that's first and overall. Two, I don't mind like messing around, because that's when you get in an intimate place with somebody. Yeah. Again, very platonic. Yeah. When you get in an intimate place with somebody, you get to understand like their vulnerabilities. You get to understand how they manage themselves. You get to understand how they work, how they do things. When is the best time to contact them? How is the best way to contact them? Yeah. Can I text them? If I ask a question, will they respond? All of this takes into play. Yeah. If I can't break that barrier, my job is going to be difficult. Yeah. Not only that, we're not going to excel or even succeed in whatever the goal is. Yeah. That is difficult. So do you manage it? Yes, absolutely. You work through it. You get it done. And sometimes it's messy as hell.
So it's okay.
You learn.
Yeah.
You learn.
Yeah.
You move on. You make sure you don't do business with them again.
So you close the shop, close the deal, y ya se acabó, after you move on from there. Okay.
Yeah, again, because your reputation's on the line, and my reputation matters to me.
True.
Because the work that I do matters to me, and how well I do it matters to me.
And
it might not work for them, but it works for me.
But for you, word of mouth, or how you did with that person, and how you ended it and how you moved through it is going to help you with.
It is. Yeah. It is. The last thing I want to do is talk bad about people or have people talk bad about me.
Yeah.
And you learn in the business. Again, we're completely reliant 100% on our income.
Yeah.
What we make, how we do. We don't get a paycheck. We get contracts.
Yeah.
So how we manage and the way we're seen matters a lot to us.
Yeah.
The way our people are seen, the way our the way our employees are seen, the way we're like coming off, the way they're like executing conversations, what they're asking for. All of that matters. So how do I manage it? I have to be really honest, Claudia, that it depends on the person, the perspective, and what's happening. Can I cut my losses sooner rather than later? Can I remove myself?
Yeah.
Do I need to remove myself?
Yeah.
Do I need to give perspective on somebody? Do I need to like give somebody a heads up? Yeah. Do I need to tell somebody what's going on? The thing is,
oh my gosh,
their money is also at play.
That's true.
And the last thing I want to do is have them. But I cannot. If somebody comes and asks, hey, because word of mouth, people always ask, so how was it with them? So how was business with them?
And they will say.
Sometimes they will, and I've learned to refrain from being like, I would just be like, you know what? We had one project with them. Yeah. And I'm going to be honest, I wouldn't move forward with them on another.
Okay. And you just leave it at that?
I leave it at that.
Okay.
I leave it at that. Okay, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, okay, well, thank you.
And that's it.
And people have told me things too in the past for like other people. They'll be like, hey, watch out with so-and-so. Hey, so-and-so and so-and-so. And of course, everybody deserves one opportunity at least. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
That's true. I did that and I came back and I was like, thank you for telling me that. Actually, that kind of helped me not feel bad about what I was experiencing with them. Because I was like, yeah, dude.
There's a lot to think of. I mean, dude, that's a lot.
But you're in it. I am a little bit now.
I am in it a little bit now. Yeah. And I am super excited about this organization that I'm a part of because we're growing it and it's all women. So we're all like, but even then working with a lot of women, it's tough. It's a little tough. And I come with a certain energy in a certain way. And then there was a moment where I actually minimized myself. Because I felt like I was being met with a force and a vibe that was like, ¿Y tú qué te crees? That ¿Y tú qué te crees vibe.
¿Tú qué te crees?
And then I was getting a little bit of pushback, which is fine. I don't mind pushback, but something in me, it wasn't that person. It was something else. It was my past that crept in, and what that coworker was doing reminded me of a past. And then I realized, okay, it's not her. It's this experience that was triggered because that behavior was very similar to the behavior from the past. And then I really had to sit in that shit. And I was like, okay, wait.
That's scary.
And, but I minimized myself. I was sinking in my seat in the meetings. I was kind of like leaning back. I was no longer like, yeah, what about this? What about this? What about this? Because when I would do that, I was met with just one particular person. I was met with like a little bit of like eye rolls, heavy sighs. And I am very into reading body language. I'm very into reading the room and feelings and vibes. And that right there was like, I started sinking and sitting lower. It was to the point where at some point I wasn't even wearing my flower. And I remember it even in the meetings being asked like, hey, so Claudia, what do you think? I'm like, I couldn't even get my words out because I was too busy thinking of what the response was going to be. And then finally I had to sit in that shit and say, okay, you know what, Claudia, this is reminding you of a past experience. You've been triggered. It's not her. It's not them. It's you. It's me. And I really had to sit in there and I'm like, okay, And I had to cry it out. I had to, kind of get myself together and say, Claudia, what is the mission here? And then we tried to make amends, too. We started meeting one-on-one, and I was like, okay, how can I support this? What would a leader do? How can I address those feelings as to why this person has gotten to that point with me? Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to rectify it. I just tried. And then finally I was brought to the side and said, what's wrong with you? You're not the same person we hired. I'm like, oh, I didn't know what to say, right? Because I'm not going to be talking about nobody. I'm not talking about anyone. No. I just talked about, this is what I'm feeling. This is what I'm working through. Uh-huh. And they're like, okay, well, we noticed it. Uh-huh. And not only did we notice it, but people on the outside that we've contracted that saw you months ago and now they're seeing you again. You're not the same person. And so I had to sit with that and work it out. And then I came back. And I came back again with like, let's do this. Yeah, let's try this again. And realize that I'm going to come across people like the person from the past. Mm-hmm. And I have to be okay with that. And I have to not let them dim my light or make them or let myself be dimmed. Mm-hmm. And I have been absent from being out there and doing my comadrazgo and being out there with Ilsa and Marianne and HPO and everything. And not because of that, but because, and that's another thing that's happening. I need to also spend more time with my girls. Mm-hmm. I've been supporting my former spouse and helping him through, the cancer, and he's finished radiation, he's finished chemo. And now we're moving into like getting ready for reconstruction and all that, and surgery to remove what's left of the tumor. So please pray, send prayers and all that he's okay, because he needs to be okay for the girls. And I need to make sure he's okay for the girls and our girls. And so I've been kind of taking a little bit of a back seat and spending more time with the girls and just doing more with them. And that's been rough because I need my older comadres. I need you guys too. Like I miss Isa. I miss you. I miss Marianne. I miss my grown girlfriend, but then my girls are entering a phase, like another new phase of being in high school and liking, and one of them has a little boyfriend, and I'm like, oh my God, and how do I handle this? And then, what about the sex talk? I'm like spelling it out, like I'm a teacher right now, and how do I do that? And, because I started thinking, like, when did my parents have a conversation with me about relationships and little boy? Never. My parents are like, no te metes la pata, no salir con tu domingo 7. El domingo 7. Yeah. My dad's only words were, don't be jumping from bed to bed. I'm like, what? That was his sex talk. Don't be jumping from bed to bed. I'm like, oh, okay. But I remember back then, I'm like, the difference between me now and my girls then is that back then I was so in love with every little boy, right? All the little boys. Nobody paid attention to me, right? Mm-hmm. So that worked out. Nadie me peló, so nobody had to talk to me about like the little boy crush that's calling me and wanting to, meet with me or be my little boyfriend. Nobody nadie me peló, right? So I didn't have that. So now I have 2 amazing daughters that are fucking badass, and of course they attract. Yeah. And now I'm like, shit, one of them has a little boyfriend. And he's just cute as a button. Like I could put him in my pocket. He's so little, so cute. Like my little one, she's so cute too. But I don't care how genius you are, or how smart you are, how GT or whatever. You're still a human being with hormones. Yes. When you strip it all away. Yes. When you strip away like all that, you're still a little human being that's a teen with hormones. And so now that's where I'm at. I'm at front row right now and on that stage of the life.
The last time, I have to say, since Diciembre, it has been different for you. Yeah. These last 3 months have been different for you.
Yeah, it has. And I remember you and I, we met up at the rodeo last week. Yeah. And I was like, damn, I haven't been around a lot of people in a long time. And it took me a while to get acclimated to like, I'm like, oh my God, it's so loud. Oh my God, everybody's here. Oh my God, COVID. Oh my God. But it's because I have taken a little bit of a backseat to be there for the girls, because we're just making sure that their dad is okay. Mm-hmm. And I've been absorbing a lot of that. And I think I need therapy now.
I have to be honest. I really do enjoy. I enjoy I enjoy the variety that you have on here.
Mm-hmm.
But because you're going through a lot, you'll be surprised, Clara, that there's a lot of women who are going through similar situations to you. Not just in the dating aspect, not just, on that side of things. But as a woman who's reaching that age of middle age, who's going through all sorts of changes. Your parents are getting older, your kids are getting older, your career changes, the life changes that happen, you're turning into a different person.
Mm-hmm.
Those conversations matter. Yeah. The Ilsa has been going through some stuff too. Her mother, her
dad first, her mom, and then she had a big old scare.
She has, and then you have the same thing with Marianne.
Yeah.
Like
Marianne. Like, we've been keeping up with Marianne and her recovery from, the removal of the tumor. Thank God it was all taken out and she's recovered. Yeah. Or we were at a New Kids on the Block rodeo, at the rodeo next week. We were fully recovered. Fully recovered.
But these conversations, conversations really do matter to people, to be able to have these things. ¿Qué dice? Okay.
Dice Javier Espinosa.
On my part, my mama was always open with me, and I am open a book directly with 3 baby girls. Oh,
thank you, Javier.
That's amazing.
Yes, gotta run. Daddy date night. God bless you. Oh, thank you, Javier. Yes, have that daddy date night. Thank you for reminding me, because But these conversations, they're super important. It made me yesterday, as my youngest Pilar and I went to go meet up my pretendiente at Hong Kong. We market,
on Beller.
Yes, and and then we were just driving, and I said, and it was a great opportunity for me to connect with Pilar, my youngest, because she's the one with the boyfriend, and I gotta make sure she's okay. I say, Pilar, I can only imagine what you and your sister are feeling right now as you're watching and being there for your dad. Yeah. And, because he's moved in with me. And I just relay the story with her. I go, look, I remember when I was in the 7th grade, and my mom, who had my mom's a breast cancer survivor for so many years. She's like born in 49. You do the math. But she got breast cancer when I was 5 and my brother was 2. Mm-hmm. And you don't know what's really going on when you're 5. But then my mom had another breast cancer scare when I was in the 7th grade. That I knew about, because I would hear through the walls, like my mom upset and crying and scared and everything. And then finally, I didn't say anything because nobody really talked about shit. Yeah. And then my mom came and checked me in, and she saw that I was a little upset, and she asked me what was wrong. And I told her, I heard and this and that. Don't worry about it. We're going to get it checked out. And she started explaining about a biopsy and this and that. And we knew that she had cancer before and that she survived it, and that they're going to do everything they can. And I was just remembering that and just thinking about Pilar and Citlali and what they might be going through. And all I said was like, I do not even know. I cannot even imagine what that feels like, but this is what I went through. And I want you to be reassured that we're doing everything to make sure your dad is okay. And please share with me, anything. You can cry, you can be mad, you can hit the wall if you need to, you can, whatever you need, it's okay to feel what you're feeling. Because I remember that fear of losing my mom. And I can only imagine that fear that they might feel with them.
That's going on with them. Mm-hmm. To be at such an evolution of a stage for them as preteens and teenagers. I think they're teenagers at this point. Yeah. As teenagers, to be able to go through that at such a vulnerable state in their life. Yes. They need mom and dad. And that fear for them is grand. Yes, it is. It's, but it's hard. It's hard because they're beautiful young girls who were raised very well. Yeah. In a 2-person household, of course, whatever happens, but they still kept it. Y'all had an amazing relationship. Yeah. For them to experience, you know what I'm saying? To go through that and be like, okay, we're all fine. Yeah. And then to experience this now, they're like, fuck. I know. But I have to tell you, you handle it with a lot of grace, Claudia. And I know you don't think you do, but you do. You handle it with a lot of grace, and your girls are amazing. They're going to do well. Yeah. The good thing, and I told you this before, kids are resilient. Yes. Yes, they are. And they bounce back. Yeah. Pero I mean, again, I love the Hey Comadre talk about the men.
Oh, of course.
This
is needed
these
too.
other
I need
conversations.
This is
it's
needed.
where I'm at, and I love the men out there. And honestly,
of course.
y'all get it together, and we'll date y'all. That's all I gotta say.
Get close over here. Get closer to me. I
get
need
it together, and we'll
get
date
closer.
Get y'all, and women will date y'all. Y'all just get it together. Women will date y'all. But when you listen to these conversations that affect women and day out, because they end up being mom and dad for a lot of children when dad is not there, they're more susceptible to judgment when the kids aren't doing well, right? We get all of this stuff, but when I've done all my I have my own podcast, right? Yeah. When I did my research for my podcast, this is where the conversations are. Yeah. These are educated women who are going through experiences that their parents never went through. Yeah. Yeah. You're the first one. Not only that, but you're teaching young girls. Yeah. Young girls. Yeah. Not only that, but you're teaching the 20 and 30-year-olds who are coming right behind us. Yeah, exactly. How does she deal with it? How does she go through it? What about this? What about that? I don't want this job anymore. I want another job. I don't know what to do anymore. Should I leave my husband? Is it okay to be a single parent? Is it all these kind of conversations? And like I told you, Claudia, for me, I love the conversations. I love those conversations. Yeah, me too. And I'm all here for it. And that's what we need to do more of is to be more vulnerable about these pieces of my life this is even helping me. Just sitting here and talking about this out loud. And I'm probably going to go back to therapy, but this is kind of like my therapy because me desahogo and I'm able to get it out. And even last night when I was sharing that with Pilar, and then Pilar said, well, Mom, what kind of cancer did you have? Because they know that I had a hysterectomy, but I'm like, wait, what? Well, yeah, didn't you have breast cancer? Or was it cervical cancer? Or was it ovarian cancer? And I'm like, oh my God, I need to share with you your history. Yeah. Like directly, especially now what you're going through. So in our car ride on our way to the Hong Kong market, I gave him a little bit of the story beyond my mom. And because my grandmother had breast cancer. My mom had breast cancer. My mom has a breast cancer gene. She got tested after I tested, and and it showed up on me. And so then I shared with Pilar, the doctor told me that now we're going to keep an eye out on you. So you're going to be tested probably in your late teens, and then you'll start getting your mammograms probably in your early to mid 20s. Is when you will start getting mammograms. But until then, we'll show you how you do your booby check. We talk about self-check booby check. She's like, Mom, I gotta touch my boobies. I'm like, yes, you're gonna have to touch yourself once a month and then check to see if you feel anything. Yeah. But we'll take you to the doctor so they can show you how to do it. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm so behind on this stuff. And she goes, yeah, Mom, when I was at the dentist the other day, they were asking me about my health history and I didn't know what to write. I didn't even know who my orthodontist was. I'm like, damn, okay, now I'm thinking I have to make sure I have all your information down. Your doctors, your medical history, about me, about your parents, about your grandparents, because that's going to help you take hold of your health and moving forward. Yeah. At some point here on the live, maybe we can do our own health. Yes, we'll put on those suits, and then we'll start checking ourselves to do the booby check. Do the booby check. Do our own booby checks to see. You know what I'm saying? No, but honestly, in all sincerity, my mom had cancer in her uterus. Oh my gosh! Right after she had me, so she had to have her thing. Marianne, but right after me. Oh Jesus! So I mean, it's a whole thing. Right after you, right after me. Oh, that's the only reason they got it because she gave birth to me, and they seen it. And they saw the tumor. Jesus! All right, ladies. Well, this is a lot of stuff. It's a lot. It's a lot of information. We need to come back and revisit this. We need to have real conversations. Yep. Yeah, these men can come along too. Yes, we need it because we need each other. Yeah, we need each other. Why did we start talking about health? You're 5 pounds that you gained. Yeah, so healthy gain weight. We started talking about that. I started talking about my triggers. Like, why did I feel this about my coworker? And it was really about me, not about them. Oh Jesus, we went through a lot. Yeah, we sure did. We went all over the place. So thank you for joining us on Hey Comadre with my comadre Angelica Cázares, who is between here and Northwest Arkansas.
Walmartville. But I'm so glad that you're in town because I really love every relationship I have with my comadres is a different and unique relationship, and you bring out certain things in me.
Yeah.
And I love having these conversations with you. So we need to have them more about health, about love, about life, professional work, because it all goes hand in hand.
Oh,
kids, throw that in there too.
We need to. I'm gonna drag all of y'all into that place. I mean,
I love it. Drag me.
You know what? I love having these conversations about the men that y'all are dating and listening because I live vicariously through you guys. I'm like, and I'm like, oh my God, really? And then what happened? Oh my God. And whatever, all of that stuff happens, right? Pero then nos ponemos bien cursi. We'll sit there and we'll start talking about life lessons and all kinds of other stuff. And I'm like, these are the fucking conversations.
These are the jewels.
Yeah,
these are the
comadre
talks. These are the comadre talks.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you for joining us on the live stream and the podcast recording of Hey Comadre. So thank you, STC Bills, for always opening your doors and your offices and Tony Garcia and Familia. Thank you for hosting us always and making sure that we have a home and a couch to get comfy on.
Yeah.
All right. So join us next time, 2 weeks from now. We're going to come back and we're going to continue talking about life, kids, family, everything.
All of it.
Because, it's all about connecting. Connecting with comadres and saying, hey, ¿cómo estás tú? Are you good?
Yeah, no estás sola, amiga.
No estás sola.
No estás sola, comadre. Aquí estamos todas.
All right. Until the next time. Adios.
Bye.
¿Cómo están todos?
Bienvenidos a Mundos en Pantalla.
Bienvenidos a todos.